character of Mulan, which was depicted first in a ballad like poem written in about 5th or 6th century, has an important place with the Chinese people. There are opera plays based on character of Mulan, TV shows, numerous books for children and adult based on stories of Mulan, and the poem of Mulan is also taught in elementary schools in China. It is a ballad poem, which means it tells a story and it was originally intended to be sung. At the time this poem was written, China was divided in north and south, and the era was about 386 to 534 AD. The rulers of the north were from Turkish ethnic group in this region, and they were given the name Son of Heaven or Khan. Let us first read the story of Mulan as the ballad tells us, and then we will read the English translation of the poem. In Han times there lived a young girl named Mulan. Her father was a retired and famous general. He taught her to use a sword and ride a horse, which was most unusual. Boys were taught to fight and ride, not girls. One day, the military posted scrolls in the village. The scroll announced that each family had to send one man to the army because there were invasions and the king needed more men. So, there was a scroll that announced that every family must contribute one man to the army. Mulan's father was too old to fight but too honorable not to go. Mulan had no older brother to send in his place. Her young brother was brave and strong but much too young to be selected. Girls did not fight in wars. If only she were a boy. Mulan thought to herself, it would be so simple. An idea grew in Mulan's mind. Could she do it? She had to. Mulan knew her father would die if he went to war again. That day she bought a horse. The next morning, Mulan stole her father's armor and crept silently from home. Disguised as a man, she reported her duty to the military leader. Mulan fought for many years, as many as 12 years. In all that time, no one knew that Mulan was a woman. When the war ended, Mulan was called before the emperor to receive an award for her courage. The emperor offered Mulan a job that would make her rich, but Mulan wished to return to her family. She asked for a good horse instead, a request that was granted immediately. Her family was happy to see her. Her brother had grown into a fine young man. Mulan gave him her warrior's clothes. She dressed herself in woman's clothes. She wrapped her hair in the style of the day. She added rug to her cheeks. When she joined her family to watch the sun set, Mulan had transformed into a beautiful young woman. Not long after, friends who had served with Mulan come to visit. Their eyes grew large when they saw the beautiful woman before them. Her story spread across China to inspire girls everywhere. You can accomplish anything, no matter how impossible it might seem. This was in brief the story of Mulan. Let us now read the Ballad of Mulan as written, translated into English. It is translated into English by Hun H. Frankel, 1976, Yale University Press. Let's read the rendition in English. Suck, suck, and again suck, suck. Mulan weaves, facing the door. You don't hear the shuttle's sound. You only hear daughter's sighs. They ask daughter who is in her heart. They ask daughter who is on her mind. No one is on daughter's heart. No one is on daughter's mind. Last night I saw the draft posters. The Khan is calling many troops. The army list is in 12 scrolls. On every scroll there is father's name. Father has no grown-up son. Mulan has no elder brother. I want to buy a saddle and horse and serve in the army in father's place. In the east market, she buys a spirited horse. In the west market, she buys a saddle. In the south market, she buys a bridle. In the north market, she buys a long whip. At dawn, she takes leave of father and mother. In the evening, camps on the yellow river's bank. She doesn't hear the sound of father and mother calling. She only hears the yellow river's flowing water cry, "Send, send." At dawn, she takes leave of the Yellow River. In the evening, she arrives at Black Mountain. She doesn't hear the sound of father and mother calling. She only hears Mount Yen's nomad horses crying, "Sioux, Sioux." She goes 10,000 miles on the business of war. She crosses passes and mountains like flying. Northern gusts carry the rattle of army pots. Chilly light shines on iron armor. Generals die in 100 battles. Stout soldiers return after 10 years. On her return, she sees the Son of Heaven. The Son of Heaven sits in the splendid hall. He gives out promotions in 12 ranks and prizes of 100,000 and more. The Khan asks her what she desires. Mulan has no use for a minister's post. I wish to ride a swift mount to take me back to my home. When father and mother hear daughter is coming, they go outside the wall to meet her, leaning on each other. When elder sister hears younger sister is coming, she fixes her row, facing the door. When little brother hears elder sister is coming, he whets the knife, quick quack for pig and sheep. I open the door to my east chamber. I sit on my couch in the west room. I take off my wartime gown and put on my old time clothes. Facing the window, she fixes her cloud like hair. Hanging up a mirror, she dabs on yellow flower powder. She goes out the door and sees her comrades. Her comrades are all amazed and perplexed. Traveling together for 12 years, they didn't know Mulan was a girl. And these are the final lines. It's a very, very interesting comparison. The he hare's feet go hop and skip, which means the male hares, male rabbits, they run fast. The he hare's feet go hop and skip. The she hare's eyes are muddled and fuddled. The female rabbit's eyes are muddled and fuddled. Two hares running side by side, close to the ground, running together. How can they tell if I am he or she? Which means, although the rabbits, the male rabbit, female rabbit, both are different, but when running side by side or working together or living together, how do they know that whether she is a he or she? So this was Ballad of Mulan, a very famous poem written in the 5th and 6th century AD and very popular in China.